White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London, stand strong. In the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder. To the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise. Eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes. Glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. From the lane to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Hi, welcome to Thfc Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou. And this is a little bit of breaking news, guys. It is the latest from the takeover, of course, for Tottenham Hotspur. I did mention it in the pre-match show, of course, but this is the latest I have. And I did mention it in the pre-match show, but I thought it deserved its own little video as well. And just to give you my proper thoughts on it, because I had the pre-match to do, and that sort of deserved my attention. But although current talks are ongoing with regards to Amanda and the consortium buying shares of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, the underlying intent from the group is to take the club over fully and buy Daniel Levy and Enoch out, whether that be now or in the future. Daniel has stated that his personal valuation of the club is set at $5.4 billion US dollars. Now, I don't think it is worth 5.4 billion US dollars. I think it's worth around 3.4 billion, if that. I don't think the club's worth. Now, into English pounds, that's 4.1. And I think if I'm right, in euros, that's 4.8 billion. So it's a large chunk of money to pay for a proper Premier League club. I think Daniel Levy had sort of overpriced it. I think he has big time. But if you are owning a Premier League football club, one of the big clubs in the Premier League, you're going to want to make your money. You're going to want to, I mean, they bought it for 22 million. Whatever they sell it for, they're making one hell of a profit on it. And 5.4 billion, it's a big chunk of change. I think Joe Lewis owns 72% of Tottenham, and Daniel Levy and his family own the rest. So, look, I can see Amanda buying the football side of the business and just leave him to do the business side of it, and she run the football side. A bit like the NL, bit like how the Glazers have done it at Manchester United. However, there is once again another player poised to potentially enter the fray. Now, at the time, it was Sheikh Jasmine, the Qatari billionaire, has once again surfaced. Now, this was rumor was going around today that he was in for Spurs. He wanted to buy Tottenham. He was going to rival Amanda and her crew. To buy Tottenham is still online if you make contact with regards to Tottenham. Well, the latest I have on that is that, and it's going across the bottom of your screen, guys, that Sheikh Jasmine has no interest in going against Amanda and her team in pursuit of Tottenham Hotspur. And this is the other little as well. He will not pay more than he has to, and Amanda being the front runner means he would have to pay more than he wants. So, look, it really is in the board. It is in Amanda's court now. Now, do Spurs fans want Daniel Levy out? That's me. They would take anyone. And there's some fans that do want Daniel Levy out. There's some fans that want him out, no, at any cost, at anybody to come in to take the club over. Now, Amanda Staveley took over Newcastle United, got Mike Ashley out. Wasn't really that successful because they were hampered by FFP. Coming down to Spurs, she'll have an open checkbook, basically, but she doesn't want Ange. Apparently, there's rumours that she would refer her own man in, and that would be Eddie Howe. Now, for what I've known from my source and what I've been told, that any potential sale has to be guaranteed that Ange Postecoglou has to be given time to succeed. And there will be funds put there to buy players. Now, I know we've been frustrated with Daniel Levy, but in his tenure, we have got the finals. We have got the semi-finals. We've got third and second in the league. We've got to a Champions League final. And to be honest with you, for a kick here or a kick there, or if decisions went our way, we would have had the most successful period since the 60s. And it's not a case of, and yet he could have done things better. He could have backed Poch when he had the chance. He brought in Mourinho, sacking him 5 days before cup final. Never makes sense and never will make sense. Bringing Conte in. Conte was only in for himself. He was only in for his own pockets. He didn't really give a shit about Tottenham. And I've heard it before and I've heard it again, and I probably sort of agree with it in a way that getting top 4 is the priority of every chairman up and down the league. That in that top 10 or top 8, your main priority is to get Champions League football. Now, if you win a trophy above that, that's even fantastic, or win the league, great. But for the top 5 or 6, it's Champions League. That is the priority. And if you are successful and there is more pressure on you once you win a cup, there's more pressure on you to win a cup the next season, to back up that winning that cup. If you win a league, there's pressure on you to win the league again, to back that up, or go for a Champions League, or go and win a European competition. And at Tottenham, it seems to be top 4. That's okay. Once we get top 4, everything else is a bonus. Now, we do have a motto called "Today is to do," and sometimes we don't live by that motto. But I can remember a time where we nearly didn't have a football club, and Daniel Levy has sort of taken us to the next level. And I feel Daniel Levy's taken as far as he can take us. And I think it needs a new investment. It needs new ideas. It needs a new person in that boardroom to probably take us up to the next level. And if it is Amanda Staveley and her husband and the Saudi Arabia consortium, and they're willing to put the money where their mouth is, and they're willing to put the money in their hands, in their pockets, and spend on good players, then I'm all for it. If it means them buying the football side of it and keeping Daniel Levy there on the business side of it, I'm all for that too. All I want, whoever comes in, is to put the hand in their pocket and actually spend big and buy good players, because at the moment, we have a young side and we have a manager that can take us to the very limits of where we can want to go. We could go and win a league. We could go and win an FA Cup. We can go and win a Europa League or a Champions League. And if we could buy the better players to bring up the better standards, then I think the sky's the limits for us. It really is. And I as long as they do it right, I don't want to the sort of what we had before of spend, and end up at the end of the year thinking, shit, we're in trouble here. We had that before. And one thing you got to give Daniel Levy credit for is stabilizing the club and making the club self-sustained, that that for the first time in our history that we don't have to worry about going into liquidation or going into whatever. And we had that before. And yes, we do have a debt, but it's a manageable debt that we're paying back. And I'm sure whoever come in, that debt will go. That will pay off the debt. So for me, I'm all behind this Amanda Staveley bid for her and her consortium to take over, but I want them to take over the football side of it. Leave Daniel Levy on the business side of it. That's what he's good at. But Daniel Levy is Tottenham's baby, and he's not going to let Tottenham go to any old owner. He's going to make sure that whoever takes Tottenham on have the funds and have the means to back up what they want to do with the club and also take it on to the next level. And with that, you got to give him credit for that. You got to give him some sort of, do you know what? He's got the best interest at the club at heart. And he had a lot of that. Look, I found our fan base are so divided on Daniel Levy. It's unreal. You got people that think he can do no wrong. You got people think he's the biggest idiot since the devil was created along with the earth in 7 days. And you got people like me here in the middle that if he does well, he gets praise. If he does wrong, he gets, I would say so. And he hasn't always helped himself. He's always sort of shot himself in the foot somewhere along the line. But I think deep down, I feel he wants the best for Tottenham, and forever does buy it over. But this is the latest I've got, and it's just to finish off this video. Just to finish up this video, you know, Amanda talks are ongoing. There was a meeting yesterday, apparently. I don't know how true that was or not, but I got this morning. And I'm hearing by the end of the month. I don't know how true that is, but it could be done pretty quickly. And as I said, I've signed an NDA to this. I can't say more than what I can say, but I know a lot more than what's going on at the moment, and this is going very quickly. So it all depends. Will Amanda and the Saudi Arabian consortium cough up the 5.4 billion? Could they call Levy's bluff and say, right, here you go, here's your 5.4 billion, take it or leave it? Or they could compromise, say, look, we'll give you 4 billion for the football side, and then you run the business side. I mean, could there be that sort of compromise? If Amanda comes in, does she stick with Ange Postecoglou? Does she give him time? All of that's ifs and buts. But at the moment, it looks like that Amanda Staveley is going to buy her way into Spurs. Does that mean she buys 12% to begin with and take a foot in the door and go along that way? Or will the Saudi Arabia think, do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go all hog in and pay whatever the price is. And you don't know what gets me about these overseas owners is they're all going to want to outdo one another. They're all going to want to be better than one another. They'll all want to be more successful. So I'm sure that the Saudi Arabians come in, if they do come in at Spurs with Amanda Staveley as the face of it, that they're going to want to beat Man City's UAE crowd up there. And you can guarantee they're going to want to beat the Americans as well. They're going to want to make Tottenham the biggest club in London, the best team in the land. And if they come in and do that, then fair enough, they got my backing. And look, we'll see what happens. But look, guys, as soon as any more news breaks in this, I will give it to you straight away. But that is the latest I have. I'll go through it very quickly again for you. This was the latest I got today, although current talks are ongoing. with regards to Amanda and a consortium buying shares of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. The underlying intent from the group is to take over the club fully, whether that be now or in the future. Daniel stated his personal valuation. The club is set at $5.4 billion US dollars. That's around about 4.1 British billion pounds and 4.8 billion euro. I hope I've got that right. I think I've got that right. And if he was to let the club go fully, however, there is once again another player poised potentially to enter the fray on the 12th hour. Of course, it is Sheikh Jamin, the Qatari billionaire, has once again surfaced after his loss against Ineos for Manchester United and is interested in buying an English Premier League club. It is still unknown if he will make contact with Daniel in regards to Tottenham, but he is in the market. Now, the latest I have on that, and during the show as well, that Sheikh Jamin has no interest in going against Amanda and her team for the pursuit of Tottenham Hotspur. He will not pay more than he has to. And Amanda being the front runner means he would have to pay more than he wants. So, look, I think there's going to be more twists and tales than this yet. I do think there is a bidding war at the moment for our club. And we're going to have to wait and see how it ends up. It could end up in three ways. Daniel Levy denies all bids and status quo remains the same. B, Amanda Staveley comes in with 12% and then buys her way into the club that way. C, she pays the $5.4 billion and buys Daniel Levy out completely and owns the club lock, stock and barrel. Or the Qatari comes in and says, fine, I paid the $5.4 billion and he owns the club. So we don't know where this is going to go. I've been hearing at the end of the month or the end of the year, but I think it's more the end of the month, we will get a resolution to this one way or the other. But it is now interesting times at Tottenham Hotspur. The bidding war begins. Who's going to buy Spurs? Listen, any more on this, we will let you know. We're back tomorrow, 1:15 with Tottenham Team Talks. We're back at 1:45 for the watch along, and then 4 o'clock for post-match live as we take on Aston Villa in the Premier League. Come on, you Spurs, in Big Andrew we trust. Watch the pre-match show for all your information on the history and the injury news and everything to do with that game tomorrow. That is up there already. So come on, you Spurs, in Big Andrew trust. We never stop. We're going to get there. Come on, you Spurs.